Here in this part, we are going to talk about SQL keys, which are special fields in a database table that help to uniquely identify laws, establish a relationship between tables, and maintain data integrity. So we will cover the main types of SQL keys, which include primary keys, foreign keys, unique keys, composite key, candidate keys, and alternate keys. Okay, and of course we will see examples for each. Okay, so let us first create a table. Okay, so here the table that we are going to first create is called the employees table. Okay, so let us first start our server. Okay, so we are going to press the Windows button and search for CMD. We are going to open it. Then here in the CMD, which is command prompt, you can open any terminal, even if you are using Linux. So we are going to press mysql d command to start the server, like that. And after doing that, if you have the XAMPP, you can also start the server using the XAMPP. Okay, so after there, we are going to just minimize the other window, okay, so that we don't interfere in our server process. So we are going to open another CMD window. So after there, we are going to log in using my SQL command, then -- a user to specify the user, and the user is going to be root, and the password you can provide it if you have it, but in this case I'm not going to provide it because it is empty. And if you are prompted to insert it, just insert it if you changed, and if you did change the password, just press enter. Okay, so I'm now in. Okay, so as you can see here, commands end with the semicolon, as we know that. Okay, so let us go back to in Virtual Studio Code, and we copy all of this code. Okay, all of this code here we copy, and then we go back. Okay, we go back in our terminal, and then we paste everything there. But before we paste, we need to create a database. Okay, so we are going to see all the database using the show databases like that. Okay, semicolon, like that. Okay, so these are the databases that I have. Okay, so let us create a new database that we are going to work with. Create a database. Let us call it emp, like that. Okay, emp database, like that. So now we are going to use the emp. Okay, the emp database. Okay, like that. As you can see, database changed. We are now in the emp database. So let us create the table. Okay, let us create our table. As you can see, if we try to show the tables, to see all the tables that we have no table. Okay, so let us just paste what we copied in VS Code. Okay, our code, everything. Okay, so let me maximize the window, and then I paste everything. As you can see, you should make sure your commands ends with a semicolon. Okay, so after doing that, we are going to press enter. Okay, as you can see, you have an error in your SQL syntax. Check line 9. Okay, so here we need to remove this comma. Okay, guys, I always forget that comma. We need to remove that comma, like that, and then we save. We copy everything like that. Go back in CMD in your terminal, and then paste everything there. As you can see, query is okay. So it is now okay. Okay, so let us now show the tables to see all the tables that we have. As you can see, our employee table is there. Our employees table is there. Okay, so here, let me go back and show you something. Okay, so here we have the primary key, and we have the primary key, which is the email ID. As you can see, this one, primary key, which is this one. So this one will be the primary key. Okay, the employee ID, and we have another key that we have looked at, which is the unique key. As you can see here, no, here we don't have the unique key. Okay, but I wanted to show you how we can use the unique key. Okay, so let us first go back and drop that table. Okay, let us drop a table. Drop our table called employees. Drop table employees, like that. Okay, press enter. As you can see, when we show tables, the tables, as you can see, we have no table. So let us go back and add a unique key. So let us make this email unique. Okay, unique, like that. Okay, we just add this word unique. Okay, that one. So this one will make the email key, to be a unique key, okay, so everyone will have a unique key. Okay, we are going to take a look at all of them. I'm going to explain them later. Okay, so let us first copy everything now, and we'll recreate our table. Let us copy everything, go back in the terminal, make sure you have deleted the previous table, then press enter. As you can see, if we show the tables, as you can see, we have our table employees. Okay, and now we are having the email as the unique key. Okay, so let us take a look at one by one. Let us take a look at primary key, which uniquely identifies each record in a table, and it cannot be null, so it cannot be empty, and it must be unique. Okay, so so every record must have a different primary key. Okay, it must have a different primary key. So a different primary key value. Okay, so let us try to insert two records with the same primary key here, the employee ID, which is the primary key. Okay, and we test if it cannot be unique, and whether it can be unique or it can be null. Okay, so here let me change this one to a string. Okay, so the department, it's there 101. Okay, so let us copy everything here. We insert into the employees table, and the values we specify the record. It is right there. Okay, so we copy everything. Let me copy everything again. Copy everything. Go back in our terminal, and then we paste everything there. As you can see, we don't forget the semicolon, and if we press enter, as you can see, one row affected. If we want to select all to see everything, we select all from our employees table like this. Employees table, as you can see, we have this information there. So let us try to insert the same data. Okay, remember we say that the primary key must be cannot be null. Okay, which means cannot be empty, and it must be unique. Okay, so let us try to insert a record where the primary key is empty. Okay, where the primary key is empty, and we try to insert. So let us remove that one, and we copy everything. Then we go back in the terminal, and then we paste everything there. Don't forget the semicolon. Press enter. As you can see, column count does not match. Okay, count at low 1. As you can see, value count at low 1, so it's empty. So it cannot be null. It cannot be empty. Okay, so let us try to make it some kind. Let us try to Ctrl Z. Do we have the null? Let me see. So let us make it to be null like that. Let us make it to be null. We copy everything, we paste everything again, we add a semicolon. As you can see, this one cannot be null. As you can see, the employee ID cannot be null. Okay, so let us now try to get another one. Let us try to test if it can be unique. Okay, so let us try to make this one 1. Remember, we have an employee with the employee ID 1. Okay, so let us try to add that one again. We paste everything, we add a semicolon. As you can see, duplicate entry 1. Okay, for key, primary key. So we cannot add another record with the employee ID 1. Okay, as you can see. So let us try to change the employee ID, and we add like 2. Let us add 2. But remember, we have our email here. Remember, the first record had the alice@gmail, okay, .com email, okay, email address. Okay, as you can see here, we said that the email must be unique. Okay, so let us try to insert this data. Although the employee ID, which is the primary key, has changed. Okay, is different. Okay, let us test if we will get an error. So we paste everything at the semicolon. As you can see, duplicate entry alice@gmail.com for key email. Okay, for key email. So it cannot have a duplicate there. In that column, there must not be a duplicate. Okay, so let us try to change. Go back in VS Code, and then you change from Alice. Let us change to Johnson like that. Okay, so we copy everything. Copy, go back, paste everything there at the semicolon. As you can see, we have added. Okay, we have added. So one row affected. So if we select all from the employees table like that, as you can see, we get our information there, and it is a valid information. Okay, so that's about the primary key. Okay, So let us now take a look at the foreign key, okay? And the foreign key links one table to another, okay? So let us create our table and we see, okay? So let me show you, okay, about the foreign key, okay? So before we start, okay, you need to know that SQL foreign keys are used to establish relationship between tables in a database, okay? So suppose we have a table, two tables, okay, the orders and the customers, okay? Each customer can have multiple orders, okay, but each order is associated with only one customer, okay, as you can see. So let me show you something here. Let us go back here in VS Code. In VS Code here, as you can see. So here I have I'm going to create our first table, okay. It is going to be called our second table. It is going to be called the customers table, okay. So as you can see, the code is here. Just copy everything. Allow me to copy everything, and then I go back in the terminal. As you can see, if I try to show the tables, we don't have our customers table, okay. So let us paste everything there, and we add a semicolon, okay. Let us paste everything there. We press enter. As you can see, if we try to show tables like that, as you can see, we have now our customers table, okay. So let us try to add another table. This table is going to have a foreign key which is going to reference, okay, to have a reference to the customers table, okay. So as you can see here, so let me show you something here. We are going to create a table. It's going to be called the orders table, and this orders table is going to have a primary key which is the order ID, okay, order ID, and it is going to have a column of the customer ID, and it's going to be an integer. And here, as you can see, we have the order date. It is going to be a date, okay. And it is going to have the foreign keys, one foreign key which is the customer ID, okay, and the reference, it is going to be referenced in the customer ID, okay, in the customers table. As you can see, we are going to reference it to the customer ID. So when we try to insert data in this table, okay, this customer ID, this one, the customer ID, okay, this customer ID, it must be the same. It must be existing in this customers table, okay. So let us try to do that. Okay. So let us create this orders table. Let us try to create it. As you can see, let me copy everything. As you can see, this is the code, okay. Let me go to this line. As you can see, that is the code, okay. That is the whole code. Copy everything. Remember, we have not added a semicolon at the end. We need to add it inside here. So if we paste everything there and we add a semicolon, we press enter. As you can see, query, okay. So if we show the tables like that, as you can see, we have the orders table, okay. So let us try to insert some information in the orders table, okay. So remember, this orders table is taking some information. Let us try to insert into orders. Then we need to specify the values. We need to have two values, okay. So remember, here we have the order ID, which is the primary key. Let us add the order ID, which is 1. It is an integer. And we add the customer ID. Let us add 1, which is also an integer. And even the order date, let us add the order date. So the order date is, let us make 2020 like that, 2020 20 like that, okay. So let us add the semicolon, okay. So we copy everything. Remember, we have not added a single record in the customers table, okay. So let us try to paste there, and then we press enter. As you can see, cannot add or update a child law, okay. Foreign key constraint failed. It has failed, okay. It has failed because we haven't added. There is no key, okay. There is no this one does not exist. If the database, okay, is going to first go, okay, is going to check in the customers table, okay. Is going to check in the customers table, okay. And if this one does not exist in the customers table, it means this one is not going to be a valid SQL, okay. It's not going to be valid, okay. So let us try to insert some information here in the customers table. Copy everything, and then we go back here and we insert some information in the customers table, okay. So if we press enter, as you can see, we're affected. And if we go back, as you can see, we now have, so if we want Let us select all from customers table, customers, like that. As you can see, we have one row now. We have one row. So let us go back here and we rerun our code, this code here. Let us copy everything and then we go back and then we paste everything. So as you can see, it is now working because we have checked in the customers. We have this one, okay? We have this one, okay? We have it there, okay? It exists, which means this customer can now create, can order, okay? Can create an order, okay? Can order for something. Okay, so that's about the foreign keys. That's about the foreign key. So let us try to insert again some information where this one is different. Okay, remember that this one is a primary key. Remember here, right here in our SQL. Remember here, this order ID is a primary key, so it must be unique. So let us change it. Let's change it to 3. Okay, to 3. So it is now valid. We think that's what we think. But remember, this customer ID must exist in the what? In the customers table. Okay, so let us try not to change it. Let us try to leave 1, to change it to like 10, which does not exist in the customers table. Okay, there is no employee ID with there is no customer ID with 10. Okay, so let us press enter. As you can see, we get the same error we got at first. Okay, as you can see, so this one does not exist. 10 does not exist in the customer IDs. So that's how we can use foreign keys. That's how we can use foreign keys. Let us now take a look at another one, which is the unique key. We have seen unique keys, which ensures that values in a column are unique, but unlike a primary key, it can allow a single null. Okay, so let us check it. So let us come here. As you can see here, we had some information here, as you can see. So let us try to insert in the orders. Okay, in the orders, let us make sure that this one exists. The customer ID, we have the customer ID 1 here, as you can see, 1. So let us add that customer ID 1 is making an order. The order as this primary key, this one, remember it must be unique. Okay, so we have already added the 1. Okay, this one, okay, this one, the order ID. Okay, we have the order ID 1. Okay, so let us change this one to be like 3. So we have 3. Okay, we have 3 now. It's okay. So we now have another one, which is we need the unique. Okay, we need the unique. So this one, in this column, there is no column which is specified for unique. Okay, so this one is just a primary key. So let us test with the email. Okay, the email here in the customers table. Okay, in the customers table. So let us come back here and then we insert into the customers table. Let us go back in VS Code and we make some modification in this code. Okay, so we are inserting into the customers table. Okay, into the customers table. Okay, let me separate everything so that you can see very well this code. Okay, so we are inserting to the customers table values. This one we need to change it because we have the employee ID already there. Okay, which is 1. Okay, so let us change this one to be 2, like that. And then we had this one, the name. Okay, the name can be the same. Okay, because here we have not specified that it is unique. Okay, can be the same, but let me change it to Rashid, like that. And here we have the email. Okay, the email here, as you can see, it is not also unique. Guys, I'm not going to work with the customers. Because let us go back to this one, to the employees. Okay, to the employees. Let us work with the employees because here we have a column which is unique. Okay, which is unique, as you can see. So let us add this one. So here let us change it to 3 because it is unique. It is a primary key, so it must be unique. So let us add 3. Here we have Alice, here we have John. Okay, this one is remains. Okay, so here as you can see the email. Okay, the email is unique. Okay, so let us change it to be null. Okay, let us test if it can be null, like that, null like that. Okay, so remember the primary key cannot be null. Okay, cannot be null, but for this one can be null. Let us copy everything, and then we come back here, okay, come back here and we paste everything. Let us paste. Oh, it is failing. Let us go back. We copy everything here, copy, then come back here, paste everything there, add a semicolon, press enter. As you can see, the query is now okay. So as you can see, we can have a null, okay, for the unique, okay, for the unique keys can be null, okay. So if we want to select everything from where we want to select everything from, we added it from the customer employees, yeah, employees table. So as you can see, this one can be null, okay. As you can see, for the unique keys, they can be null, okay. So let us now take a look at the composite key, okay. A composite key is when two or more columns, okay, together act as the primary key, okay. This one is simple, where two or more columns together act as a primary key. So two or more columns where they act as a primary key. So that's they qualify to be called a composite key. So let's say we have the project assignment table, okay, where the employees can work on multiple projects, okay, but one employee cannot have the same project twice, okay. So we can use a composite key, okay. So for example, here we can come here, let us go back in VS Code, and then we write something here. So let me go back down here, press enter, add this one is a composite key. So here let us create a table. Let us name it the project. Let us name project assignment table, assignments, okay, project assignments table. Then here it is going to have the employee ID, and it is going to be an integer. And here we are going to have the project ID. It is also going to be an integer. From there we are going to add them to be a primary key. Let us specify the primary keys that we have. We have the employee ID, and we have the project ID there, okay, like that, okay. So these ones are now called, they can be referred to as a composite key, okay, composite key. So let us try to get everything. So as you can see, so if we can try to paste it in and we create that table there. As you can see, it works, okay. So here neither the employee ID nor the project ID alone is unique, okay, but together they form a unique key, okay. So they form a unique key when they are together. Let us look at another one, okay, which is the second last, and that one is the candidate key, okay. The candidate key is any column that can uniquely identify a row, okay. For example, in the employee IDs table, okay, both the employee ID and the email, okay, could serve as candidate keys because they are unique, okay, here, because they are unique. So here, as you can see, because they are unique, we have the email is unique, and we also have the employee ID, which is the primary key and can also and it is also unique, okay. So that is it about the candidate key. I say that the candidate key is any column that can uniquely identify a row, and in the employee ID here, both the employee ID, which is this one, the employee ID, okay, ID column, and the email could serve as the candidate keys, okay, because they are unique, okay, okay. So let us now take a look at the last one, which is the alternate key. And an alternate key is simply a candidate key, okay, that was not chosen as the primary key, okay. So in our case, since we have the employee ID, which is the primary key, and the email becomes the alternate key, okay, it becomes the alternate key, this one, the email, okay. So that's all about keys. That's all about SQL keys. Okay, just play with them. They help a lot. Okay, as they help in data integrity a lot. Okay, thank you.